for being here, Pastor.
Oh, thank you so much, Molly, for having me.
All right, so today we're going to have a very important conversation.
Yes.
Okay, so about Easter. But before we get to Easter, there was another very important day, Good Friday.
Good Friday.
Right, so a lot of people ask this question. They say, why is it called Good Friday when nothing good really happened that day?
Well, I'm glad that you asked that question, because I wondered the same thing sometimes as I was growing up as a young man and you learning about things of the faith. But what I've come to realize is that the reason why it's called Good Friday is because it was a moment that was anticipated for many years. The people of God,
Okay.
the people of God were waiting for a Messiah. They were waiting for a Savior that would bring hope to the world in a way that had never been experienced before. And they were expecting it to look a little differently than it happened. But before there could be this wonderful relationship that God would have with his people, there had to be a matter of sin that had to be dealt with.
Okay.
And so they dealt with sin in different ways. They tried to offer sacrifices of animals to God and different things to appease what they had done, to recognize what they were doing was wrong. And there were certain rituals and traditions and festivals that were all centered around that. But God had a different plan in mind.
Okay.
He had the desire to have one sacrifice happen for all time that would cover the sin and wrongdoing of everyone in the world.
And for all time.
For all time. All the people that had done all the wrong in the past and any wrongs that would be done in the future.
Okay.
And so when Jesus died on the cross, it was the ultimate sacrifice. And so that's what ultimately makes Good Friday good.
Okay, so that makes sense, because a lot of people think that Jesus was such a wonderful human being who never did anything wrong. He went about doing good to everyone.
Yes.
Even those people who crucified him, he prayed for them.
Yes, he did.
He said, Father, forgive them.
Yeah,
Right?
for
they don't
know what they're doing. Yes.
Right. Like, who can do that? And yet he died. So this is where, a lot of people have difficulty understanding why it's called a Good Friday. Okay, maybe we'll find out more about it as we talk about Easter.
Yes.
All right. So he was, he died. He was buried.
Yes.
We know that.
That's right.
And then what happens?
Well, he had given an indication to not only those who put him to death, but also his disciples, his followers, that he wouldn't be conquered by death, that death would not hold him, and that he would rise again. And yet, this concept was so foreign to everyone that no one quite knew if he was talking about something in a spiritual realm or figuratively and different things. And it wasn't until that Sunday morning when they found the empty tomb, when they had the testimony of the few witnesses that were there, that he had actually risen.
All right.
Physically from the grave.
All right.
And so that's the celebration that we have on Easter, is that he bodily, physically, and actually was raised from the dead. That it
Just
wasn't,
like he said he would.
just like this, that he said he would. He said that there would be the sign that he would give is that he would be in the earth for 3 days. That's how he described his burial.
Okay.
But that he would rise again, that he would rebuild the temple is actually how he phrased it at the time. And the fact that it happened is really the pinnacle of the Christian faith.
All right.
That's
because he's God.
Yeah.
Right? Because a lot of
God.
people cannot understand this. It's difficult because no one has ever been raised from the dead. No one ever said that they would.
Yes.
But Jesus said he would. So there you go. This beautiful gift is available for everyone. You don't have to be a perfect human being. Come to Him as you are, and you will also receive this gift of a relationship with God, who wants to know you and who wants to reveal Himself to you, and you too can talk like other Christians do. And I talk to God and God talk to me. Isn't that amazing? Thank you so much for being here, Pastor.
Thank you again for having me.